But Brad's also the same guy that got rid of Bennett in Calgary, and he lost Goudreau for nothing. The same that's going to happen with Marner, and he traded. He anyway. Look, I think that they've got to figure it out. And Pelly's saying, well, I got Brad and I got Craig. Well, you need a refurbishing of that staff. And trust me, I really believe that. Cut back on the skill development group, the player development group, the chef, and put it into hockey ops.
You leave the chef alone. The chef's the one guy is helping.
If I can get a good cookie out of all of this, all right?
No, I'm serious, boys. I know how much money they've spent on their hockey ops, and I'm thinking, what value? Come on. I mean, anyway, I'm serious. If it becomes critical as they move ahead, and I think look, they're a good team. They're going to be a good team again, but playoffs are different.
Well, that's, Doug,
I'm done.
Well, it's a lot of points to address. The interesting thing for me is talking about the style they play versus the players they have. And they play Florida style. No one can argue that. They play the exact same. They want to dump it in. They flip it out into the neutral zone. They don't do anything fancy. They don't have the horses that Florida does to do their thing. So you talk about culture. Can they bring that in? Can they import Ekblad, Bennett, whoever? How can they find a way to have guys that play the style that they want to play?
Well, I think that's when I come back to the whole pro scouting conversation. That's the mandate. Look, the playoffs have always been really hard, guys. Nick played in the playoffs with the Rangers. I don't care what era you were in. The playoffs are always hard. They're always hard hockey. It's unbelievably how demanding physically is. And if you're not tough and you're not able to stand in there, it's really hard to win, guys. And I know it's changed. I know the clutch and grab. I get all that. But I'll tell you what, it's still hard. I watched Dallas Edmonton the other night. That was two skilled teams with great blue lines, at least Dallas. And I'm watching how hard they played in that game. I'm thinking, and I'm sitting there watching that, and Toronto let Kadri go. Oh, because he cross-checked somebody in the face. You can't have that in the playoffs. And Hyman was let go because of salary cap problems, because of with the crunch they were in. If those two guys were, and I know it's easy for me, I'm out of the business. It's easy for me to second guess, but those were monumental losses, those two guys, for the type of play you need to play in the playoffs.
You're watching and listening to Doug MacLean, former National Hockey League executive. So, Mac, staying with the Edmonton Oilers, Dallas Stars, Game 2 tonight, 8 p.m., Sportsnet, CBC, which will feature on the panel from the Real Kipper and Bourne Show, Justin Bourne now.
And what channel can I get that on?
Cable 10, I think.
Are you taking?
I don't know what you get over there.
Are you back in Canada? Where are you?
Are you taking Sam?
Your voodoo dolls worked on Elliot's voice, apparently.
Yeah, he's in for Elliot.
Oh, wow. That's big.
Yeah.
I'm in PEI. I'm at the cottage here just trying to relax. And I just think the Leafs lost an unbelievable opportunity.
All right. Off the Leafs now.
I know
Sammy,
Stolar's
off the Leafs now.
Okay.
Anyway. Edmonton Oilers, Mac. How important is Game 2 here? Could they be in a scenario after tonight where they need to win potentially 4 out of 5 games?
Like the Panthers did.
Yes, like the Panthers did.
It's not that hard, Look, they've got to win tonight. And you know what? But I watched them play the other night. I was blown away with McDavid and Draisaitl's game, the first 2 periods, and the way those two guys competed. I thought it was unbelievable to watch, especially McDavid early on and Draisaitl. I'm still nervous about their goaltending. Look, Skinner has come back and battled, and I give him full marks for it, full credit. But I'm nervous about Skinner. Ottinger seems to be. I thought Ottinger stood in really tough there when the game was on the line. when it was within a goal type thing, and I thought he battled really hard with lots of traffic in front of him. I thought he stood tall. I love their blue line in Dallas. They're so mobile. They're big, strong, fast. I think it's going to be a tough. I picked Dallas to win the series, but I just marvel at McDavid, and I guess he's going to the Leafs next year. Did Pelly announce that in the press
He
conference?
didn't announce
no?
it. Sammy did.
Would you stop it and let the Oiler fans just focus on the game?
I hope the Oilers can win tonight. They had the game. The penalty killing really let them down. I love Draisaitl saying, we got to get a kill, and here's McDavid killing penalties. Said,
I actually like that too. He's like, he's not apologetic about it. He's like, we do. Like, I'm just telling the truth here.
Anybody that stands up to cheerleader spec, I'm really proud of. And Draisaitl stands up to them out there. And I just love what he brings to the table. I remember coaching him in the prospects game in Calgary as a kid, and how he was on the bench, and that was his draft year. But what a star he's become. And, I think Bennett, by the way, was in the same draft, if I'm not mistaken.
So the greatest jump in playoff points from like playoffs to regular season, number one, I believe this is NHL history over 50 games, is Evan Bouchard. Number two is Leon Draisaitl, who scores significantly more points in playoffs. Yeah. To me, he didn't skate well enough when he was young in the league to do this. But you watch him last night; he got separation on a couple of those plays or the night before, and like he's unique now.
Oh, he's powerful.
Yeah,
he's powerful, and some guys aren't the prettiest skaters, but they can still be a powerful skater, and that's what he is. And he's a man on a mission. I got to tell you, he's a winner, and so is McDavid. So look, I would never underestimate the Oilers. I picked LA to beat them, and I was so wrong on that. It was scary. Don't have that, Sammy. Get rid of that clip if you can. I'd like that clip destroyed, Sammy. Anyway, look, Bouchard has bounced back. He scored a great goal the other night. He bounced back. He's still suspect, and they're doing it without Ekholm. I wish they would get Ekholm back and solidify the back end a little better. That's all. But look, it's going to be a great series.
It is.
But I think Dallas are a heck of a team. Them and Florida would be an amazing final. But we'll see. I think Edmonton and Florida would be another amazing final as well. For the Dallas Stars, some of their secondary kind of guys are stepping up now. It's just not the Rantanen show. Mm-hmm. That for me, Tyler Seguin's turned himself into a glue guy. You know what? When I was watching the game, and I haven't watched Dallas a whole lot, and Seguin continually in that game jumped out at me. And I'm thinking,